What happens when you take a Luke Combs sing-along, drop it into a Calvin Harris-style DJ set, and turn it into a national touring brand? You get Boots and Beats, and it's one of the fastest-growing live event concepts in North America. And today, I'm joined by co-founder Ryan Sterne to help break down how they scale the idea across over 50 cities, and what's actually working in live event marketing right now, and how ads, audience building, and artist development all play a bigger role into his strategy. Ryan Sterne, welcome to Sherman the Booth. It was awesome having you, my friend. I've had these cameras now for, can't believe it's almost been 6 years actually.
Wow. Since you started the podcast.
I started the podcast in 2018.
Okay.
But in or maybe it was 2017 actually. This is going to be episode 257.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So
that's amazing.
When I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, kind of like, not in that I was committed to it, but just in the sense where I was like, you know, I want to upgrade the cameras, the video, everything. And it was a good year in logistics in 2020 and 2021. So I hired a podcast consultant and I said, hey, here's my setup. I want to invest. And I got these Blackmagic cameras, which are like fucking state of the art, bro.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah. They
make me look tan.
Yeah, we can make you look tan for sure. We can make you look tan. And got this mic set up. And it's funny when like you financially invest in yourself. Even if it's kind of like a loan or taking out money or just something that you're really actually committing to, you will lock in a whole nother level because
like
you're holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
That entrepreneurship mindset.
For sure.
So since I started doing Sherman the Booth compared to when I first started, which was amazing. It was my way to get into the music industry, actually, to actually meet people in Chicago. Because what I always tell people is don't just go up to people and ask something. Right, of them, because that's why it's such a closed-off industry behind closed doors usually, right? Like, unless you've been working with people for years and years and years, because we already like knew 3 mutual friends, because
sure.
The industry is this big, even smaller than that. It's more like this fucking big. It's the size of my cuticle. Then you need to be able to offer something to someone. So, are you bringing people to a party? Are you doing really cool content? Are you doing a podcast? Are you making noteworthy pieces of information or whatever it is, right? So the podcast was a way for me to break into the Chicago music industry because I came from IU, thought it was hot shit because we booked Audie in at the frat.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm supporting Audie, and and I'm playing at fucking Dunkirk and shit. And did you have Dunkirk when you were there?
We did. It was, I'm trying to remember. I think it may have shut down my senior year.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, it was right next to Kilroy's.
Yeah. It was the shit. That's where my DJ career really started.
Yeah.
And I came to Chicago being like, oh man, I got it figured out, bro. I've done this, I've done that. And it was good. Like I had that confidence in myself because I fell in love with it, which was great.
Yeah. It's
a great part about IU and just Big Ten schools and where music is in college and the energy and partying and all that sort of shit.
Learning how to network, a lot of people.
Exactly. Exactly. And I came here and I went up to try and get gigs from DJs and they were like, dude, get in line. Who are you? Like, who are you? And
There's 1,000 of you.
I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's not that easy.
Right.
So I started a podcast and here we are 256 or 7 episodes later.
Wow.
I got a few backlogged right now. So it's good to be here with you though, Ryan.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course, bro. PD connected us. I had heard of Boots and Beats. There's so many things that I want to talk to you about today. I'm glad, like I just said, IU Hoosier. Let's just give a little shout out.
Shout out to the Cream and Crimson. Crazy.
Unbelievable. A lot of people are talking shit because they're like, you haven't been through it. You guys just became fans. It's like, no, first off, doesn't matter. I literally brought my diploma to a party to watch it just so people were like, okay, he's not a fair weather fan.
Real, yeah.
I was like, touch the D, touch the fucking D, the diploma. And it was just like such a rush. But there's so many things we could talk about today though. But you're from Chicago.
From Chicago, yep.
And you live in New York now.
Yep.
And you went to IU.
Went to IU. Yep.
So yeah. You're a regular Midwest guy chasing a hoop dream in the music industry, bro.
I am. The only difference, I started wearing a little baggy clothes once I left Chicago.
You got some swag. You got some swag. Got some city swag.
Besides that, I'm still a Midwesterner at heart, though, for sure.
So you graduated in 2019. Did you move right to New York?
No, I actually moved to Chicago, back here. So I was here for about 5 or 6 years on and off. I was telling you before, I actually started off in finance. So did not go straight into the music industry. I did get my start at IU though. Similarly, I wasn't DJing. I was just producing concerts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So let's see, we did
With who?
the first show we did. Actually, the first show I ever did was my freshman year. Was Waka Flocka Flame.
Yo,
Crazy.
isn't he the nicest guy?
He's a very nice guy.
We just did a fucking.
Very nice
I
guy.
did the most ratchet fucking festival with him. It was in a strip club parking lot.
Sounds
the
about
Hood
right.
Politics stage. I don't know if you saw this. It was
No,
in a
I
strip
didn't.
club parking lot. And we booked him as the headliner.
Where was this? What city?
It was outside Chicago. And where's the Gold Room? Not the Gold Room. It's like south of Bridgeview.
Oh, where they do the North Coast after parties.
Yes, bro.
Wow. I didn't realize
And
this.
we were just like shooting for the stars. They're like, who do you want to put in this lineup? They were like, you know what, DJs? We were like, no, fuck that. We want Waka Flocka. And he said yes. And he was like, yo, I've heard of you guys. Like, we're like, what? There was this moment where it was like the day was over and like he had headlined and it was so sick, so much fun. Like everybody was at our stage. We go back in the strip club, which is where the green room was.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking monstrous person, bro.
Big dude.
Like 6'6", 6'7", couple 100 pounds, but a big teddy bear. He comes over. I see him walking over. I go, oh my God, guys, Waka's coming over. Waka's coming over. And he's by himself. We're like, no way he's walking over to us. And we're all standing there like little kids. Like, we're all geeking out, bro.
Yeah.
And he comes over. He's like, what's up, guys? I wanted to introduce myself and talk to you and say thank you. We were like, Mr. Flame, thank you so
Flame.
much for coming and playing our show. We were drinking Waka juice with him, bro. It's like beatbox, but Waka Flocka's version.
Crazy.
And this shit was fucking wild. I was geeked up.
He's just a normal stand-up guy.
Just a normal stand-up guy.
As normal as it gets.
Just a great guy.
Yeah.
And we were like, wow, we like appreciate you so much.
That's so funny.
Anyway, so shout out Waka Flocka.
Yeah,
continue
shout out
though.
Waka.
Continue. So your show with Waka Flocka, that kicked it off.
It was where I learned some of the basics. Like I remember his artist rider. It was something like only red M&Ms or some crazy ask like that. And so we're all sitting there like, first show we've ever done. It's also really hard to learn how to produce a concert unless you just do it. And you get an artist rider like that and you're like, oh, so I have to like buy a bag of M&Ms and like pick out all the red ones like just for the artist. And like, that's exactly what you have to do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, then after that show though, I realized that I wanted to switch over to electronic because I felt that it's harder for fans, in my opinion, to connect to a show if they don't know all the lyrics. Versus an electronic, you can just show up and be introduced to a different DJ, a new DJ, and have a great time.
Yeah.
So switched over to electronic. So we were doing you remember OK, Thief? That's
of course.
Yeah, so we did OK.
Wow, you booked him in the prime of Thief.
In the prime of Thief, yeah. With some crazy videos from those days.
Such a good song.
And then we brought a charity event that a friend of mine had started at Vanderbilt called Lights on the Lawn. Mm-hmm. Full circle, we'll come back to this later. It's how we kind of found the idea for Boots and Beats. But we brought that charity event to Bloomington, and my senior year we did Oliver Heldon's and Afrojack, which was crazy.
Where?
Just on a lawn off 3rd.
That's what you got
Just
to do.
like a super random. It was supposed to be in a parking lot, and then we switched locations. But yeah, it was classic college concert.
Was this
days.
through the fraternity or?
The first ones were through the fraternity. The charity event was actually independent, and then we tried to partner with the university after, and it was just the whole thing. So it was a lot of logistics, but. It was pretty much independent, just working with the Lights on the Lawn guys. The guys.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah,
Afrojack and Oliver Heldon.
Crazy. Yeah,
In Bloomington, Indiana. I never stopped laughing at the DJs because when I was there 2011 to 2015, this was when EDM was really blowing up.
Yeah.
Like one of my first electronic shows, I think it was like the second or third, was Avicii, and it was right. It was right when Levels came out.
Oh my
and
God.
I've told this story so many times, but as cliche as it is to say, bro, it changed my life.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because that song was like pumping through the dorms all across campus, all across America, all across the world. In his book, Tim, in his biography, it literally mentions how that song blew up and they were on tour, and then it mentions a cornfield in Bloomington, Indiana.
No
and
way.
I was at that cornfield, and I was there with my now wife, and I just remember seeing him kind of being this aura, this being, and the music and the way he played, and like that made me really, really fall in love with dance music.
Yeah.
and wanting to eventually become a performer because of the way he kind of controlled with the music, and it just was so fucking cool, man. And I always laugh thinking that I'm in Bloomington, Indiana.
Crazy. And
Right?
That's where you get your stars.
It's where I got my start,
a lot of us
right?
got our
There was
start.
like Tiesto and Alesso and Showtek and Cruella and like all these fucking big names, you know? And
Where was it? What venue was it at IU?
dude, it was literally like, it began with a P Farms or something, like Piccadilly.
Oh, this was made up venue.
It was literally a stage in a cornfield. Like the cars,
Avicii in a cornfield.
people getting dropped off. Like the cars went so far down the fucking road. It like was in the middle of nowhere because like Bloomington, like outside of it, it's pretty remote.
Yeah.
like really fucking
Middle of
remote.
nowhere.
Middle of
Like,
nowhere.
middle of
So I
nowhere.
think it was like 45 minutes off campus, probably somewhere where they couldn't get in trouble for the noise.
Yeah.
And
Uber basically just started around then or became popular.
I don't even remember how I got there,
Yeah.
bro. I was definitely drunk.
Yeah.
And I'll really never forget it because I feel so lucky. I was talking about this recently, to be living in a time, especially over the last 10 years. I've been in the music industry I've been DJing for 12, but really been in the music industry for 10 since I came to Chicago. I feel like that's when I really went for it. And to see it coming back around, I sound like an old man, but like the energy from those days is coming back.
For sure.
And I think people want connection. People want authenticity. People are done with recording every moment with their phones, and they just want to be in it. And I think that's why it's so cool what you're doing at Boots and Beats. We're going to get into that, but let me finish my cornfield story.
Please.
And I just am so grateful every day that I get to live out a dream in which I can take a USB in my headphones and go anywhere in the world. And as long as I can plug into some CDJs, I can share my passion.
Make
I
people
can share
happy.
that energy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the good old days are right now for me.
Yeah.
And I'm hyper aware of that, and I try and be as present as I can. And I just think it's so fucking rad that like I got to have that experience and it changed my life, and now I'm pursuing my dream fully.
Everything's full circle, and it always starts with something, right? That moment being in the corn, which it's actually crazy to think about it starting in Bloomington, as you said it.
No.
But it's true. It lives with you forever. And then it shapes everything, right? It shaped your experience coming to Chicago, and then the next experience, the next. And then you look back, and it's like, it all started in the cornfield watching a beach.
You know what?
Which is crazy.
Shout out to PD Mac, because I think he started one of my PR press releases with something like that. Like it
yeah?
all started in a cornfield in Indiana.
Wow.
And it's true.
Yeah.
It's true, man. What was your
funny.
first exposure to electronic music in a live environment, or something that really impacted you?
It's a good question.
I'm full of them.
Yeah, you are full of them.
I am.
A lot of good questions.
I got two hands on the mic right now, but you watch out.
For electronic, I actually think it was that first OK show.
Nice.
When I got to college, I wanted to produce events. I'd run a charity event in high school as well. Music had been my passion for my whole life. Putting together events, music, how do I put those two together? Start producing concerts. Switching over from Waka over to the electronic world, it was just unbelievable to see what a bunch of fraternity kids could do.
Yeah.
And you could have 1,500 people show up in your courtyard, and you could change their life forever. They had the best night of their entire lives. A lot of these people didn't really know a lot of electronic music. They didn't know the DJ, but they could just show up and be changed forever. And that's what was so interesting to me about electronic music. I think it was that night, the OK show.
I love that.
Sure.
It's the
Yeah.
camaraderie, man. And that time, and even your time, you're only about 4 years younger than me, but my brother, he's 3 years younger than me, and he told me about Mala. And that, that was a little bit more underground
Yeah.
at that time, right? And now Mala's, I wouldn't say commercial, but still very, very popular.
Yeah.
And so you
Made
were
in
right
France
around that
guys.
time, right? And
Yeah.
all of the genres that started to really explode in the US specifically, I think it just opened up a breeding ground for ingenuity, collaboration, excitement.
Oh, yeah.
And now, I think a lot of people look negatively at DJs and the music industry, and I can understand that. because of what you see online, but my biggest passions in life are people and travel. And again, it goes back into like, I've able to find something in which I've made the fastest friends in music. And I'm sure you have too, right?
Right away. Yeah.
And like going to IU, like people thought it was weird for me to be a DJ. Like my roommates and pledge brothers and frat brothers and people on campus were like, oh, Sherm's a DJ.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, oh my God. Like, okay, dude. Like that's strange, man. But like, do your thing. We'll support you.
But you were early on it.
I was early on it, bro. I was early on DJing. I was early on podcasting.
Yeah.
And now everyone's a DJ, but it actually, in my opinion, it just creates more energy and excitement around it because more people are into it. I think that it's twofold. You know, there are so many fans that became DJs, and now there are DJs that are fans. And I think sometimes, to their own fault, DJs forget to be fans. And that's my number one thing, is always be a fan first.
It's how you find new music. It's how you make friends. It's how you also build a fan base, right?
I'm front row.
Yeah.
I'm front fucking row, bro.
You're experiencing it. You're not only backstage, you're also in the crowd and seeing what it's like.
Exactly. And like coming from Indiana, country and rock and rap, right? Like that was the music that we listened to. Electronic music. I think I heard a Deadmau5 song, you know, from my, you know, the one musical savant in the group who like found new music all the time, and everyone's like, don't know what this is, super slow, what's going on here, right? And so now that I'm seeing this bridge with what you're doing with Boots and Beats and house music and dance music and rock and roll and just all that sort of stuff, right? Like people don't know that like Chami and Axwell helped produce Lady Gaga's Chromatica album.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like people don't know that Diplo and SG Lewis are like the main producers behind every Dua Lipa hit.
For sure.
So electronic music is all around us, whether people know it or like it.
It's true. It's also what's so interesting to me is that now you're seeing even the college taste evolve, where now college kids are listening to like what I would consider underground.
Bro, they're listening to Max Dean.
Yeah, it's insane. Like they're into this like minimal scene, and they're booking artists, and I'm looking and I'm like, how do you guys know who that is? Like when I was 19, it was like we knew Martin Garrix and Afrojack.
Yeah.
But it also is interesting because those names were fully mainstream back then, in the sense of EDM was the mainstream when I was in college, and, you know, probably towards the tail end of your college career, where someone like Avicii was like an actual worldwide star, right? These DJs were massive. Calvin Harris, right? So they were pop. It was pop at the time. Now everything goes in cycles, I think, in electronic. And now these kids know all these, you know, underground DJs, and that blew my mind. I couldn't believe that.
I mean,
it's interesting to see.
It's blowing my mind. Like, one of my friends is the manager of Rorden, and like, I'm sure you saw the video of him getting booked at like a frat in Alabama.
Yep.
And that, like,
it's crazy.
That's Avicii in a cornfield type shit. You know what I mean? Right. But like Avicii, like that was even much more commercial. But like, dude, they're listening to literally minimal UK house.
It's insane.
I'm like, you're supposed to be fucking like partying, bumping, and like jumping off tables. Like, what happened to Skrillex?
You're supposed to mosh pit.
You're supposed to mosh pit.
Like, you're supposed to go nuts.
Let me ask you this: how much, just because of the generational changes and how much is fed to us versus discovered, do you think that has played an influence on people's musical taste? Not even just in dance music, but just in general.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's these reels on social media, right? I think it's a lot of the electronic industry right now is, oh, this looks cool. I see these influencers backstage at the show, and they're at the hottest acts, you know, in a Chicago show or in New York.
According to this video.
Or whatever, exactly. According to what I'm seeing on social media. And it just becomes like the cool thing. But in reality, to circle back to your point earlier, what do people want? They want to know music that they want to go and hear music that they know and that they can like emotionally feel, or lyrics that they know, just things that they can vibe to and get along to. So I find it really interesting, and that's where Boots and Beats for me was, I wasn't really even a country fan, but I watched my first country EDM DJ set, and I saw the crowd go crazy because they knew those country lyrics and the country songs. And then I also saw it being merged with that EDM sound that you and I kind of grew up more with, the Calvin Harris, the Avicii, the Kygo.
Yep.
And I saw the two mix and I was like, that's what people want. That's what people love. And you can't go to a show like that and have a bad time. And I still to this day, I'm not the biggest, I wouldn't really call myself a country music fan, but I love country EDM because
hell yeah,
I know the lyrics and I can just go to a show and have a great time. And so can all my friends. Right. And that's kind of to merge, you know, how it all kind of started, which was, it's interesting.
So what is it about country EDM that you like so much? Because you have the familiarity of a great song lyric with the energy of dance music.
Exactly. It's also approachable, right? So
yeah, good way to put it.
For me, it was approachable because the dance music was familiar and you can dance to it.
You didn't feel like you were compromising what you love.
Exactly. There's something for everybody.
It's
right?
like
country fans, dance fans.
You know how there are always people who like they only eat one thing at the restaurant because they're afraid if they go to that restaurant they get something else and they're going to regret that they didn't get the thing that they like.
Exactly.
When
exactly
sometimes that other thing is actually better. Like I'm about to do a very hot take right now. Au Cheval's best thing on the menu is not the burger.
Really?
It is the bologna sandwich or the wings.
Really?
But when people say, oh, I waited in line so long for the burger, you know, I'm not going to try something else. I only have so much room in my stomach. People are unwilling to take risks. And I think that happens with music too.
For sure.
You know?
For sure happens in music. People get stuck in their ways. Me too. Right?
Same.
I do that too.
I get you get the burger and the bologna sandwich and you split it with your friend. Okay, that's the trick. That's country EDM right there, isn't it? Yeah.
The Au Cheval bologna and burger combo is
We'll go. I'll show you.
I'm down. Yeah, that sounds great. But it's true. I think us as like music connoisseurs, we do get stuck in our ways. And I feel that even with pop music. Like I don't follow that much pop music. Sometimes I just call my friends and I'm like, hey, like tell me about all these pop stars that I just have not tuned into. Like give me the lowdown, what's happening. And it's so interesting to see because they're just, a lot of these are cultural icons. And I'm like, I've been in my own lane, right? We're in our own house music lane or whatever it is. And it's cool to explore.
I can tell you everybody on the Beatport top 10.
Right. But I can't tell you like the top 5 Spotify artists. Like it's insane.
I'm out of the loop.
I'll tell you like this exact subgenre of house music because we were at the show in, you know, deep Brooklyn or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you love that shit though, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So who is involved in Boots and Beats then?
So Boots and Beats started with myself and my original co-founder named EJ Murphy.
Shout out EJ.
Shout out EJ, the man. The origin story is coming back to Lights on the Lawn. EJ and I were advising one of the Lights on the Lawn Vanderbilt shows in 2022. Mm-hmm. We had 2 friends at that show in Nashville. And EJ had found an artist called MC4D. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Matt and Chris Drake and their manager Ethan Udell.
I've heard
Great
of that.
guys.
I've heard of that, yeah.
They played at Chop Shop with Collective recently.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Exactly. So they're awesome. Love those guys. They were direct support for 2 friends on that show.
Sick.
And EJ was pitching me on it before we booked them. He's like, yeah, these guys do a country EDM set. It's like the 2 friends Big Booty mixes, except with country.
Love that.
And I was like, well, I don't like country, but let me give this a listen. Uh-huh. So I pulled up one of their mixes and I was like, this is sweet.
Fuck yeah.
And their live show was incredible. It was another one of those eye-opening moments when you asked about, you know, a live experience was their set. And after that show, EJ and I were like, we need to bring this everywhere. Like people love this. It's so cool what these guys are doing. It's cool to mix these genres. 2 groups that you would never think would come together. Like dance
2 groups that talk shit about each other behind the scenes.
Yeah. It's crazy. So we need to make this happen. It's music. It's what music is about. Bringing people together, having a good time. So yeah, we pitched it to the guys, MC4D, and we did a show with them. The first show in Chicago at Joe's on Weed Street.
Nice. Perfect. I have played there before. Yep. Perfect for Boots and Beats.
Exactly.
Wait, what about the name? Like who came up with the name?
The name Boots and Beats was when we first booked the show, we were like, all right, let's make this a country EDM concept.
Yeah.
So it can be kind of scaled and brought anywhere. And we were just taking hours back and forth over text. I'll never forget. It was me, EJ, and our buddy Danny Katz from Joe's on Weed Street, who works with Ed Warm.
Yeah.
And we were just going back and forth, shooting ideas. And eventually, I think I thought of Boots and Beats. It was probably an offshoot of some of the guys that said before.
For sure.
And they were like, yep, done.
It's great. It's really perfect.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So, so we did the first show with Ed and Danny at Joe's, and it was just a hit. And
fuck yeah.
And it took off. And then from there, actually, I'll never forget, Ed said to me, he said, I really think this could be a nationwide concept.
Ed, the owner of Joe's?
Ed Warren,
yeah.
the owner of Joe's. Yep, great guy. One of my mentors in the industry, one of my favorite people. He said to me, this could be a nationwide concert. This could have an agent. It could be a whole branded thing. He's like, go do it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, from there we kind of went probably every few months we would like add a city and just take it to different markets. And it's interesting. Some markets that you would think would hit just didn't hit at all. Like a lot of southern markets, for example.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they already have a lot of country and they might not be open to the dance music side of things.
Yep.
And we found that a lot of the larger cities like Chicago, New York, Toronto, they don't get that much country music. It's not like ingrained in the culture.
Yeah.
But they're so open to dance music.
Yeah.
So it's approachable.
Okay.
And our marketing and our ads kind of appeal to them. They can hear what it sounds like, and then they're down to give it a try.
So you're selling an experience rather than a headliner name, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. So we call it an artist agnostic concert series. We don't announce the artists, anything like that. It's completely, you're coming for a branded experience. You're coming for Boots and Beats. And yeah, we sell all the tickets based off of that and have like a very specific kind of digital marketing playbook that we follow for it.
So what's the guy to girl ratio? I feel like it's got to be a lot of girls there.
It's a lot of girls.
Yeah,
it's a lot of girls. Our Instagram followers, as of recently, I think it's getting to the point where it's almost like 65% girls.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot of girls.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Exactly.
Through an event series.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, first off, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Super cool. I love the concept. And you're hitting a nerve because I made a chicken fried house music remix.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Recently or a long time ago?
It came out a year and a half ago.
Wow.
Not that long.
I gotta hear this.
Just over a year ago.
Do you want to play Boots and Beats?
Yes, badly.
I would love to have you.
I'm your guy for Boots and Beats.
That would be so fun.
I said literally, like, I had that mindset like you, and I was like, dude, fuck it. I have gotten so into country over the last couple of years because my brother actually loves Kenny Chesney.
Okay.
And I love Zach Brown Band. So we went to go see Kenny Chesney and Zach Brown Band at Soldier Field.
Oh, man.
And I'd seen like The Weeknd, and I've seen like really big stars and stuff. And I've seen, I'm a big fan of Dave Matthews Band as well. And so I love all types of music.
Yeah.
I'm just one of those people. And also it goes back into being like an open format DJ in Chicago for a long time.
Right.
Dude, I've played fucking bar mitzvahs. I've played fucking quinceañeras. I've played the W Hotel lobby. I've played North Coast to 5,000 people. I've played underground raves. I've played all over the country. I've played internationally. You
have range.
I have range.
Yeah, versatile.
And there was a time when I first moved to Chicago when I was like, I got to be the cool house music DJ. I got to play at Spy Bar. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to be low key. I got to be underground.
Yeah.
That is not me.
Mysterious.
Bro. Matt Sherman is not a low key guy, right?
Yeah.
Like I bring the energy. I love people, like I said. And when I started leaning into that person, it was a little bit after COVID when I just like the podcast was really picking up speed. I was making music that I really felt attached to rather than just like trying to churn out music. And I just fell in love with the culture of music rather than like dance music elitism.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Which is very prevalent these days.
It's very prevalent.
Very prevalent. Yeah.
And when I was at the Kenny Chesney show, my God, everybody was in a good mood.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And I hadn't
can't
seen
have
that.
a bad time at an event like that.
You can't. And I have so many friends that are diehard country fans, being from Indiana, right? And for years, I was a country music hater in high school. Fuck country, you know. I'm listening to Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
I'm listening to fucking Juicy J, you know, all this sort of shit, getting into dance music and stuff. And you realize country music fans go hard as fuck.
They
bro.
go the hardest.
They go the hardest.
It's not a question.
They go the hardest.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, these are my people actually.
Yeah.
Like this is awesome. This is so much fun. And like Kenny Chesney live, I don't know if you don't like him or not, but oh my god, he was fucking awesome.
I haven't seen him.
He's so sick. My brother saw him at the Sphere even too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been
big fan.
Incredible.
Big fan.
Yeah.
His bachelor party's next weekend in Charleston, actually.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm like, you should just move to the South, dude.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is, once I started to really lean into that stuff, I was like, dude, there's nobody that's remixing country music.
Yeah.
Like, there was this guy, Ricky Retro, who was doing an all right job with it. And I actually booked him for a show because he played the Indy 500 Snake Pit.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, this is the guy, you know,
Yeah.
and like I brought him to Chicago and like nobody was there. And I was like, fuck, that you learn the lesson of not booking people that you like.
Right.
You can and you should, but you need to do a little bit more market analytics. Don't get too excited about somebody that
For
you
sure.
like, right?
Yeah.
Lesson learned. Good guy making that type of music. Anyway, to the Chicken Fried remix, my friend Spectre, who's from Temecula, California. You ever heard of Temecula?
No. Where's it?
Okay. Everybody thinks California is LA and San Francisco. You go outside of those cities in San Diego, it is fucking country, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They are riding fucking horses. They are
Super
California country.
Yep.
This guy's the man. He's a great house music producer. And I was like, dude, we need to remix, because I met him before and I was talking about where he's from, Temecula, which is like horse country, wine country. It's in between LA and San Diego. It's pretty remote.
Gotcha. So
And-
SoCal.
SoCal, yeah. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you're from Temecula. I've heard it's like great out there, you know, middle of nowhere type shit. He goes, yeah, man, you know, I was out at I think he's at a Zach Brown concert or something like that. I was like, dude, I love Zach Brown. I've been wanting to remix a Zach Brown song. He goes, dude, let's work on a Chicken Fried remix. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
And he sent me like a minimal version of it, like not enough lyrics. And I go, no, we're putting every single fucking lyric in
Yeah,
this goddamn
sing-along.
song.
Yeah.
It's sing along, bro. And I released that, and I was in LA playing a show, and he came. It's like 11 o'clock at night. We're at Exchange in LA, which is like, you know, this iconic venue. And
Cool.
I'm standing up on a little stool. I'm like, you guys like country music?
These
they're
are all
looking
house fans.
Yeah,
All house
yeah, I was opening for Wookiee. So like it was a good crowd for
Okay,
that, because
yeah.
they're a little bit
A little
more
more,
diverse of a
yeah.
crowd. He would be a good Boots and Beats person.
That'd
Anyway,
be sick.
we're like singing, we're fucking so excited, and people are looking at us for the first verse like, is this country music?
Yeah.
And then the drop hits and they're like, oh, this is kind of sick actually. And then like the lyrics continue and it's like a really good pace. I'll show you after this. And when the second drop hits and it's got more energy in it, and people started singing along because they're like, oh yeah, I know Chicken Fried. Everybody knows Chicken Fried.
Even Wookiee fans.
Exactly.
No Chicken Fried.
Exactly.
That's how you know.
So the point I'm trying to make is, if you go for it in that regard, like making music that you really love and knowing that there's a bigger audience out there, as daunting as it might be, it will hit with the right crowd.
For sure.
When I played that at my headline show in Indianapolis, everybody was singing along. When I played in the right markets, I played it in Atlanta, Georgia at a club. I was opening for Loud Luxury.
They do country EDM.
They love country EDM.
They love it.
Atlanta's a great place for it.
Yeah.
So I give you guys massive props.
Thank you.
Because I've been knowing that there's demand out there for this, because there's so many. I don't mean average in a bad way, but like an average citizen of music, right? They listen to the radio, they listen to what Spotify has for them, but they have their hits and they go back to those.
Yeah.
They're not unwilling to listen to new music. You just have to get them in an environment that isn't based on the name that's going to be there. They want to be with their friends. They want to listen to music that they can sing along to.
That's right.
That's the DJ that I am.
Yeah. Well, credit to you for, not just listening to everybody out there of this is cool, this is what's not cool, and just doing what you want. That's really what it comes down to, because it's true. There is a house music elitism that exists these days.
Don't deny it, people. Don't deny it.
It happens. And, there's a lot of haters. So if you just put your head down and do what you want, which is what you did with the Country DM remix, it is.
It does.
There's a decent amount of SoundCloud edits and remixes out there that are popping off. I would love to hear yours. I would also love to have you at a Boots and Beats show.
That'd be awesome.
That sounds awesome.
You know what's interesting about SoundCloud now? So TikTok obviously is massive, and a lot of producers put their remixes on TikTok because they can't go on Spotify or Apple Music because it's illegal. You can get away with anything these days. Anyway, don't cut that out. Maybe cut that out.
Leave it in.
Leave it in. But these sped up versions or whatever that got really popular, it's slowed down a little bit. But those songs have to exist on SoundCloud. TikTok, as compared to other social media, is very, as much passiveness is on there, there's a lot of activeness on there, right? Like people who really are following people for who they are. Like it's crazy on TikTok, bro. The most amateur content, a person of just a video just sharing their thoughts can have millions of views. But something that's super well produced, 10 different camera angles, really good audio, looks really good, people skip right over it because they're like, I don't care.
It's the organic, authentic stuff that's been hitting,
So now people are going to SoundCloud, which has a really active listening base, as opposed to somebody, just when it comes back to artists, and I want to bring up Cracked because I wonder if you guys talk about this. Metrics, these vanity metrics that used to work even just 5 years ago, you have 100,000 Instagram followers, you have 1 million monthly listeners, you can't sell 10 tickets in your own hometown. What does that say? That doesn't say that you are bad at what you're doing or you're not connected to your audience, but you're thinking about the business wrong because people want you. And so many things on social media, I say Instagram as opposed to TikTok, because Instagram, it's just like, it's changed so much.
Oh, yeah.
And Spotify is a game. It's a beast.
Yeah.
You know? But if you can have an active SoundCloud audience and an active TikTok audience, I know many, many DJs that are touring DJs that sell a lot of fucking tickets because they perform well on TikTok and SoundCloud.
Yeah, they have what we call super fans. They have deep connections with their fans. It's really interesting. There's a number of artists where you talked about some of these metrics. If you were to look at their Instagram followers, their TikTok followers, their Spotify monthlies, you might be able to make some assumption as to how many tickets they sell. It's impossible. It's impossible because there's these artists who have smaller fan bases, but very deep fan bases, and they're super loyal and they're ticket buyers. And that's what's so interesting about the digital marketing world today. It's there's so much content out there, right? Instagram, TikTok, there's just so much. It's hard to even follow with what's working, what's not working.
It's true, dude.
It's crazy. But at the end of the day, what's working is just being authentic, having real fans and just speaking to your fans and not bullshitting, right? Just being yourself.
Yeah.
And that works. And there's certain artists we're working with where we're seeing that. It's unbelievable. You look at their metrics and then you compare it to their ticket sales. No one would ever know.
Yeah.
Right. And now promoters know to look at the ticket sales because that's what tells.
Well, and that's kind of what's switched a lot, I feel like, is the pressure on the live music industry aspect. Like you can't just, it's not just cool to get booked for your followers anymore, right?
Right.
Like these are businesses that need to stay in business.
Yeah.
And with alcohol sales going down for a million different reasons, maybe you have some insights on that. I know there's many, many things that I've spoken about on this podcast, but they're not selling as much alcohol. They're really dependent on people coming and buying tickets and just being there. Like, you know, these overhead costs for venues, especially in large cities, it's really expensive. Why do you think venues are closing? They don't know what to do anymore. They're just constantly trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
So if you're an artist that they're booking and you're asking for $10,000 and you sell 50 tickets, well, that's not going to work. And you only have, I don't want to say strikes, but like you probably won't get booked again.
You get a chance or two in a city.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really hard if you're a venue. You have these fixed overhead expenses. You got to be booking 4 nights a week if you can, 5 nights a week.
Yep.
And how do you bring people in 5 nights a week again and again and again? If you're a 1,000 venue, it's really hard. You got to book artists who sell tickets.
Yeah.
It's really tricky.
And even in large cities, you know, I know people in Chicago, LA, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, they run different sized venues. And just because it's a bigger venue in a big city does not mean that you're going to always be able to get people there.
Right.
Like New York City, bro, you know, competitive.
Oh my God.
Competitive. I don't give a fuck that there's 8 million people there. It's hard to get 20 people in a room there, bro.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I always say New York City and the music scene has unlimited supply paired with unlimited demand, but you're right. It's hard to, like, the demand doesn't always match the supply. You can't just fill every single venue, and there are so many venues. You go throughout Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan, and it is just, it's hard to even fathom. People don't believe the number of options they have when they get to New York City. If you want to go out for, even just, let's talk dance music alone.
Oh my God.
It's the most overwhelming thing ever. You're like,
it is.
Where do I start? Pick one of 300 options.
Well, what kind of music do you like?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that whittles it down. Yeah.
Do you like deep psytrance and Bushwick, or do you like just tech house? Like, tell me what you like and we'll find a spot for you.
That is the cool part, though, about big cities is there is something for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's daunting as well. Tell me about Cracked Life then, how you guys work with artists, and like, do you work with them at the beginning stages of their career? Are you working with, artists that have been in the game for 5 years, 10 years? What does your guys' makeup look like?
Yeah. So I guess going back to the story with Boots and Beats. So what happened is we learned how to sell tickets completely based off of a brand name and our digital marketing playbook, right? So without ever announcing an artist, how do you fill a room with 500 to 800 people or whatever the number is? And it started with the concept, country EDM, but a lot of people do country EDM, right? People have started concert series or shows around it. How do you consistently fill a venue based on that concept? So what we figured out was, for us specifically, it's Instagram ads. That's really what our business focuses on.
Good stuff.
Instagram ads, yeah. We felt that even if you have a big following on Instagram, if you make a post, not everybody sees it.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at, for sure,
Jesus.
It's what we were talking about earlier. It's getting worse and worse, right? There's so much content out there, and engagement rates and views are just going down relative to followers. It's really tough. And a lot of artists and promoters rely completely on this Instagram following that they have. So essentially we were looking at, if we're going to scale this concept and bring it to, call it 75 cities throughout the US and Canada, how can we fill a room every time without knowing anybody there? Pick a random city, let's say Philadelphia. How many people are there that might like country EDM? A lot. How do you make sure all those people know about your concept and your show? The only way we knew how was to make sure we're running enough Instagram ads so that we could hit all those people. So that was kind of this playbook and strategy that we developed. And it worked really well for country EDM. And then we had artists that we were friendly with around probably a year after really starting Boots and Beats and kind of scaling it, hitting us up, asking us about ticket sales and promoting tactics. And so we started working with artists on really the same thing, right?
Wow.
How do you reach people in a certain city? How do you find your current fans and make sure that they know you're coming to play, right? Because we talk to artists all the time who are on tour, and they announced on Instagram. They made one post, but most people in those cities don't even know you're coming because the engagement rates are low. The viewership rates are low.
So true.
So we found that with ads, we're able to really hit those people. And we run very creative ad creatives, and we're swapping creatives and making sure we're getting good costs and things like that. From there, we started working with a number of artists on exactly that. How do we sell tickets while you're on tour? And how do we make sure your fans know that you're coming and are buying tickets?
Wow. So artists that are touring then? Artists
that are touring, yep. We've worked with earlier stage artists, but specifically for the live touring kind of playbook that we do with ads, you have to be at a certain stage where you're able to sell a certain number of hard tickets, right? We like to look at an artist's hard ticket history, what kind of venues they're playing. Even with soft club venue, like if you're playing like a club, sometimes it's tough with ads. It's hard to get those people in those cities to buy tickets early because they think of it as a club. And they know, I'll just walk up to the door and buy my ticket there. So a lot of those factors are kind of what we look at when we're looking at different artists to work with and what stage of their career that they're at. But typically we're working with artists that are doing around 1,000 to 5,000 cap venues. I know it's a big range, but
that's amazing.
Enough hard tickets, basically.
Yeah, and like as someone that's diving deeper into hard ticket sales as an artist, it's very daunting.
Very daunting.
They're there for you.
For sure.
If the show doesn't go well, who else are you going to blame it on?
Yeah.
And I just did a hard ticket show over here in the West Loop at Garcia's. I did over 200 hard tickets.
Congrats.
And I was like, the artist and business mindset in my head, I was like, unless you it didn't sell out, but it was still a great show.
Yeah.
In my business head, I was like, if you don't fucking sell out, it's a failure. And the artist was like, make good content, put your best foot forward and crush the show.
And you come back and do it better next time.
Learn. And you realize, like I said about New York, like Chicago, bro, it was January 10th. It was snowing. The Bears were playing that night. They were playing the fucking Packers, right?
Yeah.
Now everybody came after and it was great energy. So like that was awesome. But like you're always going to be up against something.
A lot of competition.
So I always just say artists of any scale, and I've talked to established artists about this, you always have to just put your best foot forward. And that can come in a lot of different ways. Rolling out the show, how the content of which you actually promote the show in a genuine way. I think Jake Shore does a really good job of this.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say that.
I gave him my CDJs earlier today. He's recording a really sick live set, actually.
Oh, amazing.
But he's
the best at this.
He's probably the best.
Creative content.
He
Shout
gets
out
people
Jake
involved.
Shore.
Shout out to Jake Shore.
The man, by the way. Great guy.
He is the man. He's a great guy. And like, but then you also have to understand there's I don't want to say a game to play, but like with ads, like you need to understand social media and how it works.
Yeah.
And Jake has talked to me a lot about this, actually, like putting a little extra money into a post that's already organically doing well, right? Like understanding how the algorithm works, understanding what people are looking for, understanding how important it is. Olivia's taught me this as well. Like, as much as it can suck, like you need a text hook on there that's going to catch people's attention. And then you need to hold them steady for 7 more seconds. Yeah. And then they need to rewatch it because that's what Instagram wants, right? They want you to rewatch it. Then they want you to share it. So how can you create this formula, right? Like as daunting as it is, because like what I'm trying to do is like, I've been posting a little bit less because I'm rethinking of how I'm sharing my content.
You're being strategic about it.
I'm being strategic, right? And it used to be just volume's good, volume's good. Well,
that was the trend.
Exactly.
X amount of years ago, a couple of years ago. That was put a ton of content out and see what sticks.
And like the Instagram would reward that and social media and stuff. But now it needs to be quality and quantity if you can. So I think that's great that you're working with people to understand, because I think a lot of artists that are touring artists that have been in the game for a while that can sell tickets, if they just post, it's not good enough.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. The easiest way to think of it is it just isn't hitting all your fans, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you're a large artist, you have 100,000 followers. If you make a post, you're lucky if 25,000 of those people these days see that, right? So think about a quarter of your fans even knowing that you're going on tour, right? It's a marketing issue.
Yeah.
It's a marketing opportunity, right? There's a lot of opportunity to make sure your fans know that you're coming to your city and to gain new fans, right? And that's what we love about ads is you could think of it as what's the total addressable market, right? Like for you, how many people in the country would love you and your music if they just knew about you, right? And it's an awareness question. So if you think of it as, could be 50 million people, right? It could be 25 million people. How do you hit all those people? That's kind of how we think about things, including for Boots and Beats. And that's how we just started making sure we go to a city and every person that might like country EDM is knowing about the show.
Yeah, and that's you putting your best foot forward.
Exactly.
As a promoter. And I feel like the word promoter has changed so much, dude.
Oh,
promoter, talent buyer. Like a promoter when we got in the game used to just sell bottles. That's a promoter. Now a promoter is truly a promoter.
Yeah, you're promoting tickets. It's funny because I always think about this when someone asks what I do in the music industry.
You don't want to say promoter.
If they know the music industry, like if you ask me, I'd tell you I'm a promoter.
Yeah, I'd say hell yeah.
Exactly. But if my grandma's friend asks me, I say I work in the music industry.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a promoter.
No.
I'm not a club promoter, going up and down the streets, bringing people in the venue. Like it's not like that, but there's a connotation to it. But you're right. That is what promoting is. It's how do you promote your show? But even artists now are promoters. I talk about this one a lot. When you're playing a hard ticket show, whose job is it to promote the show?
It's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
But it's not really defined. Everybody has their own version of that. Some promoters expect you to do more. You're expecting them to do more because of their name, promoter. Right? You think they would do it. So it's a lot of it's like the Spider-Man meme where they're like, exactly. That's kind of what it's like with hard ticket sales these days.
Yeah,
super interesting.
Or like I'm playing in Salt Lake City this Saturday, and I want to give a shout out to this venue, Sky. We had a call with them. We're doing this whole Hood Politics tour, and I'm leading the charge in tour activations because I think it's really important that we get in front of people twice. Not just at the club DJing, showing up and leaving, right? That's not really what we do. We go in the crowd, we talk to people no matter what. But to get in a space for 2 hours with people that either want to come and meet us, get to know us, show us their music, do some open decks, just have fun, be part of the community. Like going into the communities of these communities is so important for us because that's how we continue to build our community.
Yeah.
So we're calling them like community link ups. And this one on Saturday, I'm really excited about because all these venues, they usually have a restaurant or a smaller club or a space, right?
Right.
So we want to do like a panel or a live podcast and like do little Chicago Music Nexus activations. They were so stoked and they've been so collaborative on it.
Wow.
They came up with great ideas. They said, let's do a contest where 10 DJs submit their music. We'll filter the music for them. We'll give them +1s. They're doing Valentine's Day ideas, bro. Like they're so collaborative. And that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to win together. Like when the show doesn't go well for any reason, it's a shared blame. And I feel like that's changing a little bit now because it used to be the promoter blaming the artist and the artist blaming the promoter.
Right.
Because artists were unwilling to promote.
For sure.
Because you can't just promote a flyer. You got to make content.
Right.
A flyer is no.
Yeah. And now you're right. It's becoming known that it's a shared responsibility.
Yeah.
And now in this case that you just described, the venue is also getting creative, right? You're presenting creative ideas and they're like, yeah, and let's also do this, which is great to see. And I hope we see more of that because it's kind of crazy. Like you don't really think about it, but like when you get booked at a venue, you're entering a partnership with that venue.
Yep.
And you're not thinking when you got that offer, like, let me go check if the venue's like good at marketing or good at this. So you're not thinking about that. You're just like, sweet, yeah, I'd love to go play in Salt Lake City. And the venue looks cool, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't think about like, I'm about to enter a marketing partnership with these guys. But at the end of the day, you are, right? Ticket sales are shared.
It's the same thing with how you roll out music. As an A&R of a record label, I have new rules for us this year about when we get the track into distribution, how we work with our distributor to sell the track, what we're doing with the artist to fill out forms in advance so that we're helping manage content with them because there's this misconception that if you release on a label and they've had like random tracks, like we've had an amazing few years, right? Yeah. Like Tiesto dropping our tracks at Red Rocks and Diplo dropping his tracks at fucking... his run clubs and John Summit all over like big time shit. Dom Dollar Tomorrowland, right? Like everything. But that doesn't mean that your track is also going to do that, right?
For sure.
At the end of the day, we are merely but a vehicle for your music to be released to our network and our community.
Right.
It is also
distribute it.
It is exactly. It is equally up to you to create the content and build excitement around that.
Yep.
And when people think a flop of a record label release is it not doing enough streams or not charting on Beatport or not getting DJ support. Well, not all tracks are made the same.
Right.
And it's a subjective art.
Yep.
People need to remember that. Even as a record label, we're not releasing the same song over and over. We're trying to grow. We have a sound, so on and so forth. But I'm really trying to, like I said earlier, put my best foot forward. We need to all put our best foot forward. When you're entering an agreement with a label, with a venue, with a manager, with an agent, whatever it is a shared connection to the mutual success of everybody actually being successful.
It's a partnership. And
exactly.
It's also extra tricky because your point about it's an art, everybody has their own version of why they're in this space, right?
It's so true, dude.
Is it profit? Is it art? Is it... I just love this record and wanted to put it out. And again, when you enter that partnership, it's hard because is your business hat on or is your art hat on, right? It's always a mix. So I guess how do you kind of communicate that with people on the label? Like explaining what you just said about it's not just about it being played at Red Rocks. Like, this track can be a club record. It doesn't need to necessarily blow up on streams or anything. It's tricky.
For sure. It's a great question. I think the rollout is so important. I think the day of a release has never been more important because, in my opinion, Spotify pre-saves is a manufactured piece of bullshit.
Yeah.
Nobody pre-saves. They make it so fucking hard. If it was supposed to actually be valuable, then they would be a lot easier to do. Yeah. And there are some incredible apps that have made it easier, but that's a whole nother world. All these artist-friendly apps.
Right.
The day of a release is so fucking important, and I feel like a lot of people, they promote, and then the day of the release, they make one post, and then they're like done, and then they're like, I hope it goes well.
Right.
No, that's not how it goes.
Right.
At ADE this year, there's a really interesting statistic that 25% of people who see or hear a song on social media feel like that's enough for them to hear it and they won't go stream it.
Wow.
I'm sure you've been in this position when DJs will post this song, they're teasing it for almost too long.
Yeah.
And then by the time it's like, yo, a track's out, it's like, I've seen like 8 videos. I've heard it. Like, it's a cool track. I've heard it, you know?
I'm good.
And that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So I, over the last 2 years, have tried personally to release music in a lot of different ways. 1 week heads up, going on a whole tour to promote the song, getting videos in every city and telling people that this is my new song. Doing 3 months, different types of content, promoting for a long time after the release, seeing what works, what doesn't work. And this is why it's so important as an artist, as a promoter, any just business. Looking at the numbers, as hard and daunting and scary as they might be, what did well, why did it do well, what didn't do well, and why didn't it do well? And adjust.
Yeah.
And find a rhythm, find a pattern that you can do consistently. So when we work with artists, especially now more than ever, like, have you heard of Vault?
Yes.
So we're working with Vault and beta testing. It's
Okay, nice.
essentially lay low.
Yeah.
Except it's almost got a little band camp in it, right? Like, our vault is the Hood Politics vault. So fans that are in the vault get access to whatever is
Exclusive
locked
access.
away.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's edits, that's works in progress, that's tour activations, that's all this sort of stuff, right? We want artists to sign to our label to know that, hey, you're going to have, you know, we're going to work it up to be in the tens of thousands. That's the goal.
Right.
That these people are so excited about your song coming out that notice and love that you're getting on the day of your release is so much better than the $500 that you put into a marketing budget so that it gets 10,000 streams on Spotify to who?
Right, because you have a real fan base and you're providing them things outside of just the release. You're giving them exclusive access to stuff and you're building. It's a relationship business. That's all it is. If you're an artist, how do you have relationships with all your fans? Right?
Let me ask the camera this and you this. Would you rather have 10,000 streams or 10 real fans? I'd rather have 10 real fans.
Yeah.
Because those 10 real fans, they're going to get you 10 more fans. Because when I was talking, like my brother, right? He got me into country. He got me into Mala because he was so excited about that stuff. And we're all around people, especially these days. Like I said, like more than ever, bro. Word of mouth, grassroots, in person, spreading that. Like those streams, they get you nowhere.
For sure. It's funny going back to the conversation about promoters. We always preach that the more tickets you can sell up front, the better. Up front meaning, you know, on the on sale.
Of course.
Because all those people are now promoters for you.
Yes.
They're organic promoters.
Ooh.
Right? If you sell 100 tickets in the first week of your on sale, you now have 100 promoters.
Yep.
Why? Because the people who bought your tickets want their friends to also like you and to also come with them to your show.
Exactly,
right? So
dude.
You're creating like organic promoters.
Yeah.
Which is a very good point. And and again, going back to what we talked about with the metrics, it's easy to get lost in those metrics that are not necessarily the best metrics for the business, right?
Yep.
What really matters is, are your fans, are they spending on your things, right? Merch, tickets, are they coming to see you? Are you building real relationships with them? And that's what really matters. And yeah, I could talk about this stuff for hours. I mean, it's go on forever about
it's so interesting to me because, you know, when I look at the different generations, like I was just in San Diego this weekend for my wife's grandma's 85th birthday.
Wow.
Right? So we had people from all different generations and I got into some really interesting conversations about like, I'm of course a very inquisitive guy, you know, not inquisitive like in a, you know, deadly interview way, but like I like to just get into random conversations with random people.
Learn about what they're up to.
Yeah, I'm talking to some guy at the family reunion that like nobody talks to and I'm talking to him for like 30 minutes like, what the fuck were you talking to him about?
You and Uncle Jimmy was
I was like, I'm talking about God, you know? I don't know. I'm fucking talking about anything.
Yeah.
And I think as much difference as there is between generations and technology and how we experience and see the world and perspectives that we had and political views, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's different, but we're all so similar.
Yeah.
We want connection. We want love. We want authenticity.
Yep.
And who do you hear about those people from? The people that you know talking about the people that they love.
Yeah.
And I had a funny conversation recently. It was, my friend, very funny, quirky guy. He said, what's the difference between a good dude and a great guy? I said, oh, okay. There's a lot of good dudes.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Like, if before I even met you tonight, right? And somebody said, "I heard of this guy Ryan." I said, "Yeah, I bet he's a good dude."
Yeah.
Right? Now I think you're a great guy.
Right.
Because I sat and I talked with you for a while,
It's
right?
Midwest. There's plenty of good dudes.
Everyone's technically a good dude. That's like being nice, right?
Exactly.
But like, I think we all are attracted to the energy that a great guy,
yes,
male, female, whatever, brings.
For sure.
And I've been thinking about that concept a lot more of like how you actually do that. And that's earned. Mm-hmm. That is earned, brother.
Definitely.
You don't be known as a great guy without earning people's respect and love and admiration throughout going through it.
Yeah. And the question for artists and even for promoters is, how do you let your fans feel that authenticity? How do they know who you really are? And that's the $1 million question, but you can do it through social media. An example of an artist who does a phenomenal job of this, I'll put you on to him. His name is Schur, S-C-H-U-R. Mm-hmm. His name's Andrew Schur. He has a whole super interesting strategy that we could talk about for how he's kind of built up his fan base. But he's just so authentic on social media. Also, at the same time, he has a phenomenal ad strategy where he's been running ads to streams. And through that, he's built a fan base. Like you said earlier, he started with 100. Then those 100 people told their friends about it. He did all that. Now it started through ads, but really now it turned into organic because all the people who found him through ads are now telling everybody about him. They're sending these ads and his music to each other. Now it all snowballed, and now he's got a massive fan base. And now he can put music out without ads, right? It's now purely organic because he's built that up. It's because also, not only is he good with that technical marketing, he's also just authentic. You could tell from his social media. He talks to people on the camera, on Instagram stories, and he's just a relatable guy. Yeah. And I think that works a lot. And you can pair that with paid social and ads too, and that works as well, which is interesting.
Yeah. I think branding is so important these days too. The brand archetypes. I just got management, and they've helped me understand that I'm an everyman. The everyman brand. I can hang out with anybody, like I just said, dude. That's just the guy that I am, We could go to a fucking Bulls game and grab a beer. We could go get fucking a burger in the West Loop. You might catch me anywhere doing anything just because I like people.
You're that kind of guy. Yeah.
I'm that kind of guy. I'm the everyman. The everyman, right? And I think when you think about branding, like I think there's this fine line you have to try and discover in your journey as an artist. Like, if you take the branding stuff so seriously and you're always an artist, like, you're gonna go fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, just be yourself.
Be yourself.
And see what happens.
Yeah.
And know that like brands are important for people and fans to follow.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we think and talk about this a lot, actually, because there's a number of artists, even it goes beyond brand too. Like, it's like, let's talk about your music brand. Like, are you only a tech house DJ? I mean, you mentioned earlier you're versatile. You'll play tons of different genres. Yeah. There's a number of artists these days that sell a ton of tickets. And if your friend said, "Oh, what kind of dance music is this?" I can't give you an answer because they're all over the place. Why do they sell so many tickets though? Yeah. Because they have fans of them. Yeah. Right? Nice. One example that comes to mind is like, let's say Diplo or Blondish, right? Like those artists, they could make a million different types of dance music, and they have over the years. Yeah. But they have so many fans because they're so authentic and they have such cool brands, right? That doesn't matter what kind of music they'll play. Like their fans just go with them. Mary Droppin's another example.
Oh, she's awesome.
She's great. She used to make house music. Now she makes bass music. Yep. And she brought her fan base somehow from house music to bass music fans.
She's awesome. That's how.
She's great. And
she's from Omaha. Yeah. She's like, you're just crazy. A relatable
Midwest.
person. Yeah. Exactly, dude.
Yeah. So it's interesting because you can get caught up in the even the branding of the music, like what style of music to make. It's like, I think being authentic, being yourself, and building an engaged fan base matters more because people will follow you to wherever you want to educate them on. If it's a new subgenre, they're excited about it. They're a fan of Sherm, so they want to go listen to your new song of any genre.
So that's a question we get a lot too, is just I'm this artist and I made this type of music, but I want to make that, but I'm afraid I didn't pick a lane because I feel like the advice is supposed to be make a sound, that's you, stick with that.
Yeah.
But like everybody knows, I think Dylan Francis is a really good example of this too. Mm-hmm. Like he has changed. He releases albums that are different. Same thing with fucking Calvin Harris, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you don't follow your journey as an artist through and through to your authentic self, it's going to be detectable. And honestly, the people who complain are just the haters anyway, and that's usually a good sign.
For sure.
So that's one thing I'm working on right now. I'm developing my sound because my sets, bro, they have been all like 135 BPM and up.
Wow.
A lot of the music I've released is 128.
Yeah.
And like I can't even go below 130. I don't know what's up with me. I just like to go fast.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing more UKG, I'm playing more bass, but I'm playing just a wide variety within that range. So I'm thinking to myself, man, I could just keep churning out tech house that's like pretty good, you know, I could get on some reputable labels, but like when it comes to playing those types of sets, I don't know if that's me. I don't know if that's me. And I've been fortunate enough over the last year, I DJ'd less to play more headline shows in different cities, Phoenix, Denver, did some big Chicago stuff. And when I was doing a set that was headliner mindset, Sherm, holy fuck did I have fun.
Yeah, you play whatever you want.
Exactly. So now I'm trying to find, when it comes to the music business, right? Like the music, how am I promoting it? Because I'm obviously an artist who wants to perform.
Right.
How do I combine the two? And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out right now, how to market that, I guess.
How to market that the music that you're making in the studio is different from your live show?
Yeah, like that's the problem, right? Like I'm not playing all of my own music at my shows anymore because it's just not what I want to play.
Right.
And like I don't want, it's not that I want to make like UKG and like breakbeat and stuff, but like the songs that I play from my sets that are my music, they're like the chicken fried songs. Like they're just so uniquely me that like they stand out. But like I have probably 5 or 6 like solid tech house songs, but I'm not going to play those.
Right, because you don't want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a $1 million question. I think that your live sets catch a reputation, right? And then people talk about that.
That's what matters.
You know what's funny is you can kind of draw a parallel to like the jam band world, right?
Yes.
You want to talk about metrics that don't make sense? Pull up any jam band or pull up Fish.
Dude.
Pull up any jam band artist. If you were to say their monthlies and their Instagram for sure Instagram followers. I mean, these guys barely use Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, look at all these metrics and then look at their ticket sales. You'd be like, no. There's no way Fish is selling out 10 nights at MSG. Yeah. They've got what, like 200,000 monthlies? I don't know what it is.
It's not how it works.
But they've built up such an unbelievable, loyal, live fan base.
Yep.
And
you got to go to the show.
It's so interesting. Like, I feel like in the music industry, especially for us, we're so ingrained in like the dance music culture, like no one thinks about the jam bands.
Nope.
But I'm like, this is the craziest case study ever. How do these people sell these amounts of tickets? Look at the other metrics. They don't make sense. Well, it's the same way the Grateful Dead did it, right? They built up these unbelievable live sets that people became obsessed with. You'd go to a Grateful Dead show in the 60s, it would change your life.
Yep.
And then you'd write a letter to your buddy across the country and ship him the tape, the live set, you know? And it's like, they built that culture, right? I think there's a lot of DJs who have that too, where, again, it's not about their studio, it's about everybody knows that live, that DJ is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right. And word just kind of spreads. And that is the building the fan base, right? People know that your live sets are amazing.
Damn.
That's what's cool about you being more quote unquote open format or playing whatever you want.
That's
like,
me.
People are going to know that.
That's me, bro. Yeah. That's how I learned to DJ. Like I said, dude, I would play 6-hour sets at fucking Benchmark on Wells, just on my USB. Just running through it, just reading the crowd, just like seeing what we're having a great time.
Yeah.
And I think you make a good point about Blondish and Diplo. You just know that you're going to have a good time.
Yep. You have no idea what kind of music they're going to play.
You really don't. I saw
Diplo does country EDM.
He's the king.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
might
sorry.
rip a country
if
EDM
you
set
can
for all you know.
headline your own fucking stage and stagecoach, and then you can go play Ultra, fuck, that's the dream.
Full circle. Imagine you buy a ticket to come see Diplo because you love, one of his studio records, and he plays a full country EDM set.
Dude, I wouldn't mind.
Exactly. It's all about being open-minded to it, but that's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
You can do that.
I know. No, Diplo is probably one of my biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
Just
awesome.
He's got a really good story too. I don't want to compare it to mine, but like he came from fucking Florida, where there was nothing. Maddie's and Block Party was literally something he built up in Philadelphia, bro. Like he spent time in fucking Baltimore. Like nobody believed in this guy, and he just kept doing his thing and throwing parties and building a community and his record label. And it's so hard to stay relevant. And I feel like by being yourself, you'll always be relevant.
For sure. I think that's under discussed in the music industry a lot, is that it's just self-belief at the end of the day. Because, we talked about like how hard it is to network. When you first start a project in the music industry, no one cares. No one cares until you've made it, until they look at you and they think that, oh, I can now benefit from this person, right? No one cares. And so it's really hard in the early days, whether you're starting a music business or you're a DJ or any type of artist. It's an ego thing. You're not being seen. And you're working really hard and you have this talent, but no one is seeing you and people aren't responding to you. And they're not being friendly or helpful, right? It's a very common thing.
Yeah.
And you just have to not care. You just have to ignore the haters. You just have to keep going. You just have to brute force it. It's really all it is. Like, you just have to fucking keep going.
Bro,
and
it's like being an athlete.
Yeah.
It's like any professional athlete has gone through, and I think I was talking about this on a podcast recently, like professional athletes and musicians, there's a lot of parallels to which they experience. You have a good show, you have a game-winning shot, crowd claps for you. Bad show, bad turnout, miss that shot, crowd boos.
I hate you. Yeah.
But the only way for you to keep going is, I'm a huge Pascal Siakam fan, right? This guy came from fucking nothing, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't even start playing basketball until he was like 18.
Oh, wow.
From Africa. And he went to, I think it was New Mexico State or something like that. Anyway, like just started playing basketball, and how he has grown as a player, which is coming from literally nothing. I mean, sure, he's pretty fucking tall.
He came from something.
I'm only 5'10", so I didn't make the 7th grade basketball team. I'm still upset about it. Life might be different if I did. But he was talking about like pressure and how like you deal with the pressure in those moments. And I think pressure doesn't just happen in the moments. It happens before, during, and after. And the only way to get through those moments is knowing that you've put in the work.
Yep. You've been there before.
You've been there before.
Or something
mentally. That's
there.
why you practice harder than you play.
Yeah.
So that's that goes back to me saying, like, and you saying, like, putting your best foot forward. Like, I've done everything I can. Like, I've put the word out. I hung up fucking flyers on the street. I did ads. I made great content. I collaborated with the promoter, right? Like, all that sort of stuff. It goes into you putting in the work. And you can deal with the pressure throughout the years because it's so hard to stay relevant, bro. And, like, the reason that people go for it in music is because we hear about success stories. But that's the 1%.
Super.
No one's talking about their failures.
Oh, God. It's like there's some statistic of how many entrepreneurs fail. I don't know what the statistic is for artists. And it also depends on how you consider failure success. But
yeah. What is it for entrepreneurs?
I don't know the exact statistic. I might botch it, but
it's high.
Yeah, it's like there's some stat that says like most entrepreneurs, maybe you call it whatever, 60% fail in the first 2 years.
Oh, I've seen this actually.
And then in 5 years, 80%, and then 10 years, it's like 90-something%, right?
Yep.
And for artists, I mean, it's got to be even worse, right? It's the cream of the crop that gets there, and you just have to brute force believe in yourself. You have to be crazy.
You do.
That's really what it comes down to. As an entrepreneur and an artist, a musician, you have to be crazy. Because you have to be so obsessed and self-believing that nothing like you don't care. You'll get there.
It's stressful. Yeah.
It's brutal.
But it's fucking so worth it, bro. I know it's really funny when I talk about it with my DJ friends, like all this fucking traveling we do and all the time that we put it in the studio and all the ups, all the downs, just to DJ for an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
That one moment.
But living in that moment, like, is that worth it for you? And
Yeah.
I think some people, like, the journey of just for DJ specifically, let's say that, right? Like your first few years, it's really exciting for you. It's exciting for your friends. If you have a lot of friends that are into dance music, they're coming to support you at all your shows. The promoters are stoked. You bring in 100 people. Wow, this is awesome. 2 years go by, you're playing the same amount of shows. People aren't coming as much, but you're like, this is fun. I'm having a great time. You haven't really made any music yet. You're doing some mixes and stuff. Then 3-4 years in, people aren't coming as much. The promoters aren't booking you because you're not bringing people. And then 5 years down the road, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I have any fans.
Yeah. It's the artist, I call it like the classic artist life cycle, right? If, like DJs, if you start off, your friends first come to your shows, then your friends of your friends come to your shows.
Yep.
And then eventually you can't keep promoting to the same friends because they get older and they go down different paths, or they just don't want to keep coming to the shows anymore, right?
Yeah, it's fair.
And that's when you gotta, build a real fan base, and it's hard. And like when you first get into, for a lot of people, when they first start DJing, it's like you said, like, they're looking at some scenario and thinking that's realistic, but it's also like they don't know what they're getting into. They're just doing it because it's fun.
Yep.
And it is fun. And then it's like, oh, well, if I want to keep doing this, I have to build a base, a fan base. And that's a completely different situation than just being, a DJ who likes to play local parties. If you want to make a real business out of it, it's a completely different situation and really, really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard.
It's going to be you that's cheering you on.
Yeah.
Always.
And hopefully a mom or a grandma are along the way, but
absolutely a mom and a grandma. You'll always have the mom and the grandma cheering you on. Yeah, that's
shout
for
out
sure.
to my mom and grandma.
I love
my
that.
biggest fans.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned your grandma. I love that, bro. I
she's
love
a
that. Yeah, my mom, she's come to so many of my shows, and she came to the one at Garcia's, and I had a live drummer performing me, and I'm studying the videos. And
so cool.
She was just like blown away.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if I can like blow my mom away,
that's
like,
all that matters.
Yeah, like that's
Truly.
beautiful. Like my wife, my good friends, and then like all the fans that were there. And I was like, okay, fuck yeah. Like I delivered on that.
Yeah. That's what while you're going through all the self-belief and the failures and the hardships or whatever, you have to have something that keeps you going, which for me it's passion for music, right? And passion for building an entrepreneurship and like you said, like meeting people and doing good business with good people.
Yeah.
But you have to have that at the center because any business is a roller coaster. The music business is like the craziest roller coaster ever. I mean, it's like 10 times higher than the average roller coaster. And
yeah.
The lows are low and the highs are high.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's an interesting lifestyle that I wouldn't necessarily recommend to most people.
Yeah. But the best part about it to me, again, is like the fans are amazing. The music is amazing. But like, I just feel so connected to my peers. And, we joke about how small the industry is. And like, I actually think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because the people we talk about that we know each other, because you and I have been in the business for a relatively long time.
Yeah.
Not nearly as long as some of these other people that are still in it because they love it.
For sure.
And that's cool. That's
cool.
dope to me. Like that we're all in the music industry. We're actually really only like 1 or 2 handshakes away from people you would think are not possible to reach.
Yeah, they are possible.
Yeah.
And everybody's in it most likely because of the passion.
Yeah.
Right.
At least started like that.
Exactly. Unlike a lot of other industries, which is what's super cool about the music industry.
Yeah, because sure as shit is hard to make money in this industry. Exactly. So those few people that do, you stay up there. Yeah.
You better be passionate about it.
You better be passionate
Otherwise
about it.
Otherwise it's a long, daunting ride.
God, yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. And, I think, again, from like a business perspective, I think, one, thank you for sharing all this sort of business advice. I think it's super important for artists of all skill levels and experience levels to understand how important it is to really take your artist project seriously from a business perspective.
Yeah, treat it like a business.
You have to treat it. It's a corporation. Like some people like don't like to do that. Like I heard the saying a long time ago, an artist is the brand and a brand is the business. Some people don't like that saying because they feel like you have to be the artist. But they're not mutually exclusive, dude. Like they have to work together. And I think that's the difficult part when you get to certain points in your career where you feel like you've mastered the artist part, but you don't know shit about the business. And it feels like there's not enough time to understand the business and the art at the same time. But like you that's why it's so important that you surround yourself with peers that can help you. And also why it's so important to contribute to the music ecosystem in a lot of different ways. outsource, like lean on people, invest in yourself, and you'll realize there's a lot more people that are out there that are willing to help you when they see you actually do that. Like I talked about this, Chicago especially. Everybody thinks all the doors are closed, and there are a lot of closed doors. I don't think they're locked, though. I think they're just waiting for you to knock.
Yeah, you just got to come and knock.
And a lot of people see a closed door. Like, I don't know if you've ever been at a party, and you're looking for the bathroom, the door's closed, you're like, somebody's in there.
Yeah.
You don't knock or anything because you're afraid.
Yeah.
And then you realize someone's fucking in there, you're like, fuck! I'm really in a piss.
You gotta have the New York mentality. You just go
That's
in.
true.
I don't give a shit. Just walk right in.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to knock.
For sure. Yeah. My business partner, Brendan, he taught me that very early on in the business, which is that it's a business. If you don't treat it like a business, then things are gonna happen that don't go your way, and you're gonna look back and be like, well, shit, I should have, thought of it like a business and treated it that way. Otherwise, you need something to kind of guide you, right? You need and treating it like a business and making business decisions is, I think, the only way to do it. If you're trying to build a real career out of it, right?
For sure.
You have to.
And over the last couple of years too, like I keep making this joke to myself and people that I'm working with. I was like, it was all fun and games until we got an LLC. It was all fun and games until we got a bank account and a credit card, wasn't it?
Now I have LLC fees to pay.
Yeah,
and all sorts
exactly,
of
bro. Now I gotta keep that bank account above 2,000, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all fun and games until you really turn this shit into a business.
Right.
But then you really realize, okay, I'm taking this seriously.
Yep.
And something in you, there's like a chemical reaction that happens, and it doesn't happen right away. Because it's one thing to get an LLC and get a business and credit cards and all this stuff. But like, do you see it through for a year? Do you watch the business grow?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't grow, did you invest in ways in which it's going to ultimately grow? And how do you have checks and balances? How do you manage your team? Like, are you the CEO of your company or are you the COO?
Yeah.
Do you have interns? We have interns out of politics now.
Yeah.
I'm like, getting help from people who are passionate about our business. They want to learn about the music industry. And I think that's awesome. Like, how am
Amazing.
It's crazy sometimes when I think about what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's your baby, right?
Exactly.
It's literally your baby. You've grown it from start to where it is today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I think it's very important to just think of this stuff like a business because it's what it is. And yeah, you can absolutely have an appreciation for the art. Again, that's why we're all here. But at the end of the day, it's still a business.
Still business, bro.
Yeah.
So what can we expect from Boots and Beats coming up then?
Boots and Beats is doing, let's see, we did 2025, we did about 80 shows, I want to say, throughout the US and Canada. Yeah.
How many are you at?
We have a full team. So I actually don't go to that many anymore at all.
Good work. Outsourcing.
Yeah, and actually we've created a system where we've worked with the DJs for so long now.
Oh, nice.
And so closely. So we work with about 10 different DJs throughout the country. They fly out to the different cities based on where they are.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of them can kind of tour manage themselves and they know the concept of the show. And we advance the shows really well at the venue. So we kind of walk them through everything to expect. So in a lot of ways, sometimes our team doesn't even go to the shows. In the early days, we made sure people were there.
Yeah.
But we're also starting some new concert series, and those for sure we have to show up and make sure we're, there with the venue, learning as much as possible before we kind of scale it. Full circle, the second concert series that we started. It's a funny one because it's controversial about what Golden Era is, but we started Golden Era Rave.
Ooh.
Which is literally just what we talked about earlier, music from the 2010s, EDM from the 2010s. Calvin Harris, Avicii, Swedish House Mafia.
Dude, people love that.
All that. And people love it. I love it.
I love it.
Right? Me and you are like probably the deepest house heads out there.
Yeah, but we'll go.
Beatport top 10, like you said. Like, you cannot go to the show and have a bad time. It's not possible.
Yeah.
And what's even interesting, kind of comparing and contrasting to Boots and Beats has haters, for sure.
Obviously.
Lots of haters.
Lots.
Like, the comments in the ads are hilarious. Like, the hardcore country fans don't like it. The hardcore EDM fans don't like it.
But they're both seeing it.
Exactly. And the Golden Era Rave has haters only because it's controversial what the Golden Era was. Right?
Yeah.
We're calling it the 2010s just because I don't mind the controversy. It's no problem. And also, like,
good marketing, brother.
Yeah. It's been good marketing. And That was for me the golden era. That's when I was growing up. Maybe for you too.
I love it.
But it's funny because I think everybody our ages and our peers, everybody liked that kind of music, right? Like, you will never find someone who goes, "Oh, I don't like Avicii's music." It's not a thing.
No.
Our age, not possible.
No, not possible.
And that's what's so cool about the golden era rave is that anybody of our age demographic can show up and they will have such a fun night.
Yeah.
Such a fun night. And these are a lot of people that are in their 30s that like don't go out that often anymore.
Sure, probably have
but
kids.
They see our marketing and they're like, "Oh my God, I miss these days so much. I've been waiting for
Immediately
this."
text their friends.
Exactly. And they come to the show. So yeah, so that's what we've been also scaling that recently. So I think between those two, we'll probably do probably around 100 shows this year.
It's amazing.
Throughout the US and Canada. Yeah, thank you.
So you have Boots and Beats shows going on in different cities in the same night.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have different DJs that are playing shows. Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was hard to scale it like this.
Of course.
Because it's these concert series models are unique, right? There's not really a lot to look off of and kind of build towards. So we had to just kind of figure out a lot along the way. My business partner, Brendan's marketing genius, so he was a huge help. And then we also, interesting shout out to give, we work with another partner of ours named Danny Morgan. He builds, you'll find this very interesting, he builds operating and project management systems for music businesses, for the music industry. Artists and their teams, tour managers, promoters, really everybody. And that's what helped us scale this business. Like, basically, how do you take it from one show a quarter to 5 a month to 10 a month? You can imagine all the advancing, the marketing threads, the marketing logistics that goes into every single show. Yeah. We had to have like an ironclad system that the whole team could work off of. And Danny builds the craziest.
So he gave you your own SaaS then?
Kinda, yeah. We have our own like project management and operating system. It's all through Notion. That's how Danny builds these. But we have a very customized system. Like, that's how we run this many shows and do it at scale. He's unbelievable at it. Like,
wow. Because I was gonna say, bro, like, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of shows. It's a lot to manage, but that's how we do it.
So, and it is your full-time job?
Yeah, full-time. Yep.
You know Miss Finance Life?
No.
No. Fuck no.
It's funny even like thinking about it. Like, yeah, I'm just like trying to imagine like going into an office every day, and even for me just having a boss, like it's very hard to imagine. But
yeah, you're your own boss, aren't you?
Yeah. Which is amazing. Also, it's kind of daunting because no one tells you what to do.
You ain't got no health insurance, do you?
Yeah.
Well, you got to buy your own.
Exactly. And it's like the funniest thing for me about being your own boss is like you get so used to in the corporate world, even if you're a self-starter, right? Like there's always still someone above you that's like guiding you, or like you can look after what are their responsibilities. Oh, I want to reach that. So now I'm going to start doing what my manager's doing.
Right. Yeah.
When you're an entrepreneur and you're your own boss, there's no one telling you anything. So you don't even know like what to do with your time sometimes. You're like, well, I have a free hour. Should I go call this person or should I go do that? Like, no one tells you.
Yeah.
So you kind of just guess and figure it out. I mean, I'm sure you feel that way with maybe the label side. And
I definitely do. Well, my life is an interesting routine of consistency and inconsistency.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I have my job, which I multitask a motherfucker. I'll be on a work call. I'll be literally on a sales call talking about moving $20 million of freight. And then I'll go to another call and I'll be like trying to lock down panelists for Chicago Music Nexus. And then I'll go back and I'll do some cold calls trying to get a hold of a customer to move their fucking canned goods. And then I'll go back to another room. I'm like racking my brain.
But you probably thrive in that, right?
I do actually, exactly. Like it's like a weird rhythm. Like being, like I said in the beginning, like being able to actually take that skill of developing relationships quickly, being good on the phone, being good quickly in person.
Yeah.
And
business acumen.
Yeah, I kind of love it. You know what I mean? Like, you get the sale, you get the win, and music, it's a lot different. Like,
for sure.
I get fulfillment in a few different ways in my life. And money is important to me, obviously. So I'm trying to build these music businesses into profitable businesses.
Yeah.
But I also am trying to buy a house and, like,
you know,
Yeah,
start having
financial
kids.
security.
Yeah. Like I have a wife, I have a dog, you know, like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. That's my path as well.
Yeah.
And like,
the day job pays the bills.
Yeah.
And the music feeds the soul. Right.
There we go.
It's the passion.
I'll get there, and I'll get there. I'm working on getting there. Like I said.
Yeah. They merge eventually.
I got like 6 credit cards right now, bro.
Yeah.
I got a lot of business credit cards right now.
Do you like the more structured environment, or do you prefer to work unstructured? Like even in your sales job,
Yeah.
is it structured, or is it you make it yourself? You figure out who you call and when.
It's not structured. Like it is, like, you know, with KPIs and expectations.
Right.
and
It's still
shit.
it's still corporate at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you have your own.
But it's my own schedule. Like when I make sales calls, I like going to visit customers, landing deals, all that sort of stuff. Like there's also a lot of fun with it. Going out to customer dinners and traveling. Like I'm going to Philadelphia tomorrow, and I'm going to Orlando soon as well. Fucking Palm Springs. Like I go all over the country.
All over, yeah.
Got to get those United miles up, bro.
And these people probably love that you're a DJ.
They do. They do. They love it.
I mean, you mentioned in the beginning, like
That's
you
what
probably
they talk
stand
to
out
me
like
about.
Crazy, yeah.
They literally are like, I don't want to talk about freight. Like, what's going on in music?
Yeah. They're like, fine, I'll buy from you.
Yeah,
but just tell me, send me some tech house rippers.
Literally. But I do like daydream or like fantasize about like, if I didn't have the job, like, what would my day look like? And it's like, first feeling is like excitement.
Yeah.
And then second feeling is like, well, how would you do it?
Yeah, how do you structure it?
Because
Yeah,
you have all the time.
it's really hard. It takes like it's like I call it a culture shock. Like you
It
go
is.
from a corporate environment where again someone's telling you what to do, or even if they're not telling you what to do, like you know what you're supposed to do.
It's weird.
But in entrepreneurship, especially in the music world, especially nowadays when digital is so prevalent, right? Like digital is everything these days in the music business. So there's not that many playbooks you can look at and be like, I'm going to go do this.
Yep.
So you just kind of figure it out. And you just like,
I love that.
you just fail a lot.
Yeah.
And then you just adjust and figure out what's next. But yeah, you said earlier, like you need a good support system. You need a sparring partner, I think. You need someone that you can call and say, hey, here's what I'm thinking with the business, or here's where we want to take this show or this concept. And you need someone to disagree with you or to just push back on your ideas. And for me, that's been Brendan, my business partner, and then Danny too, the guy who, builds those systems. And he thinks he's the most structured person I've ever met.
Yeah.
The reason this whole thing actually, how his business really started, it's a funny story. I was producing concerts. Him and I were on the phone one day, and he was just happened to be screen sharing. This was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I go, what is that? Like he flashed an app real quick on his screen, and he's like, oh, this is my Notion. And I'm like, what is that? Like, what is Notion? Like, what are you doing with all that? And he pulled up his task list, and he had whatever, take out the dog. I don't even remember what it was, like some crazy task.
Everything.
And I was like, this is so interesting. What is this? And he goes, this is how I structure and live and do everything. He's like, how do you do it for concerts? And I go, how do I do it for concerts? I pulled up my notes app on my phone. I was like, this is all the shit that I need to do for the concert.
Yeah.
I do this, this, and this. It's just a bunch of tasks. And he's like, well, that's cool, but that's not how you run a business. He's like, that's what you want to do when you want to run 5 concerts? Like, you're going to keep it all in your head and in your notes app? And I was like, I never really thought about that at that point, right? And he blasted me. He was like, this is crazy. Like, it's not how you run and scale a business. And so then he got thinking, he was like, how does everyone else that we know in the music business do this? And I was like, exactly like I'm doing it, like notes app and texting. And he's like, wow, this is an opportunity. And so then he built a custom system for our concerts business. And then it kind of caught like wildfire. And then everybody was like, whoa, like if I want to scale in the music business, I need structure, I need interns, but if I bring on interns, how are they going to work?
They need a system.
They need a system. Exactly. And so it's another area that I think the music industry could have a lot of improvement on, marketing and systems. And
because it is the fucking Wild West. Now there are so many good tools out there. You're right. You got to have a system, a routine. And once you have that, then you develop accountability.
Yeah,
Accountability is everything.
for sure.
If you can't hold yourself accountable, then certainly no one else is going to.
Exactly. And otherwise sometimes you can like aimlessly work.
Yeah.
Right. Without thinking about it and being strategic. So
God, so true, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Dude, this has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah, this is awesome. I don't even know what time it is. Like, how long has this been?
Well, we're going to finish it up here shortly, bro. I don't even know. I wonder. Oh, we banged out about an hour and a half. It's pretty fucking good.
Went by very fast.
We're very fast talkers, though,
great
too.
conversation. Yeah.
This has not been sped up on 2 times speed.
No,
just FYI, guys.
This is why we're called Cracked Live. We're cracked out.
Cracked, bro. By the way, love that. Like saying I'm cracked out is I say it's just like such a great way to say it. Like I say like I'm fucking cooked.
Yep.
I'm cracked.
You're just thinking a million miles.
Yeah, I get cracked and then I get cooked.
Yeah, because you burn out a little bit.
Exactly. Like I'm cooked every fucking almost.
Yeah.
Like, and that's my thing too. Like, I almost like it sucks to be cooked, but it's so great to be cracked. And like, if I'm not cooked, then I know I didn't crack.
Yeah, it's the ups and downs. It's the same.
Exactly. Exactly.
I just chalk it up to ADHD. I'm just like, ADHD.
It's just ADHD.
It's
yeah,
just-
you
it's
need
just
that
ADHD.
shit. You stay cracked.
Yeah.
Stay cracked.
That's the motto. I mean, I don't really even drink that much coffee or caffeine. Like,
Really?
sometimes, but that's how I stay up at shows.
Coffee.
I don't drink that much coffee during the week, and then if I'm doing a 4 a.m.er, like I'll have a coffee maybe at like 10 or 9 p.m.
Oh, and you're cracked.
and then it hits. Yeah. That's how I stay up.
Dude, I know. I agree. Fucking coffee will get me fucking going.
Yeah, and then if you really need, you could step up to cold brew and then espresso shots.
I'm like dangerously afraid of Celsius. Like people that like drink
God.
Celsius and they're like, it's no big deal. They like drink a Celsius in the morning. I'm like, I take a sip, I go piss 6 times in an hour. I'm
rocket fuel.
sweating out of every pore of my body. Like, you know, when you're in college and you're studying, you know, you're fucking Wells on the 3rd floor or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, somebody give me a Vyvanse because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Bro, literally, I feel like, I'm like seeing in 4D.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you type and then I'm like, all my body is just like so stressed. And like, I feel like Celsius is Vyvanse.
It's because you're already cracked. You drink caffeine like that, it's too much.
I am already cracked.
Right, most people their baseline level might be a little lower. They drink a Celsius. They get to how many you think on a daily basis.
Oh my God, my wife fucking hates it, bro. I wake up in the morning and I like start talking to her and she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, da, 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 da. Like we take our dog to like daycare or something. Like too much. She hates Tuesday mornings with me because I'm like, I got my backpack on. You know, she's like, I call it school, and I'm like, are you taking us to school today? She's like driving us in like her fucking, you know, in the winter, she's driving the dog. I take the dog in. I'm like asking her, I'm like, so here's what I got to go on this week. That it's like 7 a.m. She's like, you shut the fuck up.
Do you ever geek out on like some crazy idea or song and just show her and be like, this is the craziest song ever?
Oh,
and she's like, I don't want to hear this anymore.
She's good. She's
does she like house music?
She does, yeah.
Okay. So do you show her all these tracks or is it like too much?
She's actually a really good critic. Like I'll get super excited about an idea and I'll be like, what do you think? This is going to change my career. She's like, I mean, it's pretty boring in the middle. I'm like,
see, that's a sparring partner.
Damn.
That's the example.
She is a good sparring partner.
Yeah. Because she says it how it is, right?
She does tell me how it is.
She just says it.
She's very blunt and I'm like,
shit.
Got to get me on my high horse. I get it. But like, yeah, she's very good in that regard, and she's helped me a lot with like my fashion and like what I'm gonna wear to shows, and like
it's all branding.
It's all branding, and she's like, you know, if you're gonna go for this, go for that. Like you should, like that's not a good look. Like, bro, if it was up to me, I'd be wearing a fucking basketball jersey with a shooting sleeve. And I have done that before, and it's looked pretty good in my opinion. And then at the time, she's like, you can't do that again. I'm like, what do you mean? I have a custom Chicago Bulls jersey that says Germ on it. I want to sleep in that shit.
Yeah.
She's like, you can't. You really can't. I'm like, well, the shooting sleeve has a lightning bolt on it.
You're like, well, I could.
She's like, I'm just, honestly, bro, you're right. I'm cracked at heart. I'm a kid who's cracked at heart.
Yeah.
I never grew up.
And she keeps it in check.
Yeah, and now I have cameras and a microphone and the internet.
People like us weren't supposed to have this.
Yeah, no, exactly, bro. We were not supposed to have this shit.
That's so funny.
Fuck, man. Ryan, this has been so much fun, bro.
This is awesome. Thanks so much for having me. Love this conversation. We could probably go on for another 3 hours.
I know. We'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Ryan, what's your Instagram?
At Sterned Up.
At Sterned Up.
Sterned Up, yeah.
Full circle. Full circles. Make sure to check out Boots and Beats and Cracked live.
Yep.
Which is awesome, man. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to the next one.
Let's go.